Hey bike farmers, thanks for clicking in. We've got a fun project for you this morning. This is gonna be a charity bike. Back in the 90s and 2000s, Trek owned the Gary Fisher brand. So at some point in the 2000s, I think, Gary Fisher and Leinenkugel teamed up and made a handful of promo bikes. This is one of those bikes. One of my local viewers found this bike on Facebook Marketplace and snatched it up quick. He's connected with the Ride with Liney 2024 bike ride, which benefits the Great Headwaters Trail Foundation in northern Wisconsin. He reached out to me to have me clean this bike up, give it a good tune, make it rideable because he wants to donate it to be raffled off at the bike ride. That sounded like a really cool collaboration I could get behind. So I'm gonna donate my time and skills, and he's gonna donate the bike to the auction, so hopefully together we can raise some money to improve and add to the beautiful trail systems that we have in northern Wisconsin. So it's enough talking about it. I think it's time we get started. So sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself as I clean, lubricate, and tune this bike up. So, per the usual, one of the first things I do to all my bikes is disconnect the brakes and pop the wheels off. So this bike is in really good shape. It's really pretty clean, but I am gonna spend a little extra time, I think, cleaning this one, because it is gonna be a charity bike. We're gonna try to auction it off and get as much as we can for it. But it's not greasy, it's just dusty. I'm gonna go straight with the furniture polish and let her rip. Actually, before I get going with the furniture polish, I'm gonna disconnect all of these cables. If you push your rear derailleur in, you can create enough slack to pop that rear derailleur cable out. Then with the front one, you kind of pull it out. That gives you enough slack in that cable to get those out of there. The rear brake is already disconnected. So when you have all the cables out of the way, then you have access to the frame. You're not having to go underneath them and in between and all that. So here we go. For those of you interested in participating in the ride, I'll put links in the description. Both Dick and Katie Leinenkugel will be there, so that's kind of fun. It looks like there's trail rides and road rides to choose from, a bunch of different things, so all skill levels. Looks like a pretty well-organized event. I might even go check it out myself. We'll see, it's in the middle of the bike season. It's kind of hard for me to get away in the summers. Too bad I can't fix bikes in the winter and ride them all summer. There you go. That really cleaned up well. So now that I have all the cables loose, I can go through and lube each one individually here. Put a few drops with a squirt bottle. I'm just using Tri-Flow here. It's my favorite. It's a good Teflon lube. Everybody's got their preferences. This happens to be mine. Yeah, this bike was purchased and it sat. So once you get all your cables lubed, you can put them back in their happy little homes. Which, this one is a little bit wonky. We're gonna have to sort out. I gotta move the stem anyway. I think we gotta go there. There we go. Just gotta get them together so they're not all crossing over each other. All right, and then these shifters are sticky. So we're not getting, they're functioning, but not real clicky. I'm using one step. And if you get your needle up inside there, where you can flood the whole thing with one step, get the top two. There we go. Yeah, wakes right back up. You can hear how much crisper that noise is. Yeah, these came right back to life. Zoom in on this stem a little bit. So I'm gonna put these spacers underneath the stem. I see there's a sticker on this bike from Lane's Cyclery out east. And all these promo bikes, like the ones that are given away at corporate retreats and whatever, at least the Treks, but I think it's a lot of other bikes too. They're all assembled at Lane's and then shipped across the country to the final owner. It's an interesting business model. But anyway, Lane's doesn't do a very good job of assembly. So you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Oh, forgot one. Forgot the one I got on my finger. Drop a little bit of lube in these bolt heads while I can. Helps preserve things, makes it easier on the next guy. Oh, I know what else. I don't want all three of these cables coming around this way. I want to get this rear brake cable on the other side, so do that quick. There we go. That cleans things up better than new, I'm telling you. Oh, dropped a wrench. That feels pretty good, but we always check it at the end too, just to make sure. So the brake pads were all dried up and crusty, and we want to make sure that this bike is safe and rideable, although I suspect that it'll hang up in a bar somewhere. Either someone's basement bar or maybe a real bar, just because it is a bit of a collector item, promo deal. But anyway, the brake pads were crusty and I just wanted to replace them. They could have been salvaged, but brake pads are cheap and this gets it right. We'll put those into place when we get the wheel back on. Same deal up front. Kind of have a method here. Hold all of the washers. These brake pads are kind of need some dexterity to get it without throwing everything off. So I kind of grab one side like that. Try to get that in my hand so I can put them all on. Yep, didn't drop any. I drop these brake washers and stuff all the time. There we go. It's got a pretty good wobble to it. See if we can work that out. Oh yeah, she's coming out. No big deal. Couple tweaks here and there. Using the power wash here, it's got a little more scrubbing action. I mean, the bike really wasn't ridden, but this will get it good and clean. And we'll do the same to the front. Okay, I like to disconnect the linear spring back there on these V-brakes. And then I'm putting just a little bit of pressure with my thumb on that brake caliper. Kind of get behind the bike and just make sure everything's hitting square and smooth as silk and just how I want it. Then I hold with my thumb on that side and my finger down underneath so things don't spin, and tighten her down. I'll do the other side here. It's pretty hard to get the camera back here to show you, but you can trust me. Now, a lot of the times when you put new pads on, it's too tight, yeah. So we're gonna have to let some cable out. New pads have more material on them, and it pushes the whole system out. Well, that's not bad. Needs some tension. So both sides need tension. I don't think the folks at Zane's really did much to align these brakes. So I'm just gonna add some tension to the springs with the tension screws. Adding tension to both sides. It's pulling a little more from this side, so I'm gonna add a bit back here. Ooh, that's perfect, guys. Oh, I didn't have my anchor anchored. The cable slid. Just give it a millimeter or two. Crank that down. Very nice. Same deal on the front. Disconnect the spring, line it up. I got my index finger underneath the brake pad. That helps me kind of feel, make sure it's in the right spot. And I get my thumb over there to keep it from spinning. Well, that's a little low. Wiggle it on up a little bit. There we go. So then we're gonna need to let a little cable out of the front one too. I just kind of know that going into it. I'm gonna go with that much. It's too much. You can see how it's really pulling from that side. It's got a lot of tension. I'm gonna back a little off there and then add a little here. Okay, that's some even tension. We'll pull some cable through. It's really good. And squeeze them both at the same time. We'll get about the same on either one. And just do some fine tuning with the barrel adjusters. I can just kind of see in the light here that that first bit of cleaning we did is dried up and there's some leftover residue. Clean as you go, wipe as you go, and by the end it's all good and good, good and good. Start saying that. Everybody start saying good and good. Then it'll be a thing and it won't sound weird anymore when I do it. Alrighty. Leinenkugels, honey Weiss. And that is definitely wrong. 100% incorrect. I'm gonna disconnect the cable and disconnect the clamp and slide this down where it wants to live. So to get the front derailleur height, kind of push it out, and you just need a couple of millimeters clearance between the cage and the big ring, and then make sure that your cages are parallel with the rings. When you tighten the clamp down, everything kind of drifts a little bit. I'm gonna leave it and see how it goes. Get that cable back where it likes to be. See how that goes. All right, give the chain a squirt. And give the chain a good wipe. Wow, that's shifting wonderfully. Check the front. It was a little sluggish dropping down into the little ring, so I'm gonna back the low limit out. Check my tension. Oh, that's good. Plenty of room in the granny gear. Okay, it looked like it wanted to overshift a bit. I'm gonna set the high limit. That's perfect. Nothing's rubbing there, a little bit maybe. Add a little bit of slack with the barrel adjuster. But that's a well-functioning drivetrain. What a nice bike. So I'm going through with a brand new clean rag here. And just, you know, I did a lot of spraying and we're wiping and that kind of thing. And this will just kind of pick up all the leftovers. Wax on, wax off, Danielson. You know, get after the spokes one more time. Get into the hubs. If you're interested in any of the tools that I've used or the sprays, I have affiliate links in the description. Hit those up and I will feed myself tacos with the couple of bucks a month it makes me. Every little bit helps support the channel. And again, if you want to learn more about the ride or the organization that helps build the trails up north in Wisconsin, you can see that in the description too. I'll have links. The more I think about it, the more I'm liking the idea about going up for this ride, participating maybe. Can't commit quite yet, I just might go. And if I do, I will let you know in the community section. So be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you can stay informed of such things. Looks like a wonderful bike. So I always like to check the bike on the ground too. Make sure that the stem is straight. Check the headset, it's a lot easier to do on the ground than in the stand. I think the stem is just a little crooked. Not much. That's better. And then these levers are at kind of a weird angle. And so are the bars. Just in case somebody wants to ride it, I'm gonna tweak it to my liking. I like to put my levers at about 30 degrees. And if I stand behind it, I can kind of, with one eye, make sure they're lined up equally. Yeah, that's really good. All right, well, I guess that's where the seat wants to be. You have to cut it down if you want it any lower. Pretty sure this bike will be a decoration. There we go. Honey Vice, Honey Vice. Well, there you have it, bike farmers. This is gonna be a good one for the charity. Hopefully it fetches thousands of dollars. If you wanna learn more about the charity or about Leinenkugel beer, go to the description and look. The affiliate links are there if you wanna buy any of the stuff you saw in this video. You can check me out on Patreon. Go over there and see some videos that maybe you wouldn't see on YouTube, and everything's ad-free if you're a member. You can always support the channel for free. You don't have to buy a darn thing. Doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, like, and please, don't forget that notification bell so you and your bike can stay tuned.